database management video session. So in this video, we are going to see keys in a database. What are the different keys used in database? We will see one by one in the session. First, we will start with what is a key. So key is it's a unique identification of a table. So if you have a table, in the table, if you want to identify a particular row into a unique, a separate thing as a difference, then you can go over key. And one more thing, if you have multiple tables in a database, if you want to connect one table within another table, a relative table, if you want to connect, there also key will plays a major role. And here we have four different kinds of keys. One is a primary key, candidate key, alternate key, and foreign key. First, we will start with primary key. So primary key is a very, very important key in a database. So this key that can be used for uniquely identifying a particular record of the table. Here, if you go, we have 5 columns, that is 5 fields or 5 records. Roll number, admission number, name, stream, phone number. Your phone number, stream, name can be repeated in a table. The same person can have in 2 different places. A name can be same in a class. Tina, Hina, Meena, maybe one more Meena also, it is possible. But the roll number is a unique value. The admission number is also a unique value. We have 2 different representation for a unique column. But in that, we will select only one column that will act as a primary key. So here, if you take the roll number as a primary key, so then the roll number column will act as a primary key column. The roll number column will not allow a duplicate value. Duplicate value means the same value cannot be used multiple times, even for the next time. And one more thing is null. Yeah, primary key column will not allow null values. That means you have to give a unique value into the primary key column. Then we will move to the next kind of key. The next is candidate key. What is a candidate key? When you are trying to fix a primary key, you will find more than one representation for the primary key. But in that, only one will be taken as a primary key. So all the representations will be called as a candidate key. If you see here, the roll number is having a provision to act as a primary key. The admission is number also having the provision to act as a primary key. Name don't have a provision to act as a primary key. Stream also don't have provision. Phone number is also don't have provision. So in that, the roll number and admission is together will be called as the candidate key. So these 2 are the candidates who have represented for primary key. So in that, the roll number will act as a primary key. So the representation for the primary key we will be calling as candidate keys. And the next one is alternate key. I said there will be multiple representations for the primary key. As discussed, roll number and admission number are the 2 representations for the primary key. In that roll number, we have selected as a primary key. We have one more representation. This one more representation, we used to call it as an alternate key. Out of all the candidate keys, only one gets selected as a primary key. Remaining keys are known as alternate or candidate keys. Mostly we will be calling as alternative. All the representation we will be calling as a candidate key. The next one is foreign key. Then we have seen the database. What the database will do? The database will make a relationship between the tables. So in a particular database, you will have multiple tables. So how to communicate one table with another table? So the irrelevant tables cannot be communicated. The related tables can be communicated. For instance, here we have given with student and test, two databases, that is two relations. In the student database, I have the admission number, name, stream, phone number, his test numbers. So for each and every test, he performed particular performance. So that I have made it into a separate table. Now, I cannot have all the data into one table. That is the reason I have separated into two different tables. At different situations, I may take data from a student table or test table. So I need a common person should be there between both the tables. So that common person will be your primary key. If you see here, I have a T number over here and T number over here. And I have roll number over here. For the student table, this will be the primary key. For the relation table, this will be the primary key. The primary key column of the test table is present on the relation table. So there is a common column which is present between both the tables. So it will act as a bridge between both the tables. So that is defined as a primary key in some other relation. So foreign key is a key that is defined as a primary key in some other relation. So for the T1, I can able to get the name and stream from the student table. For the T1, I can able to get the test name from the test table. So this is called as a foreign key. So based on this, I have made one question. So we will see that. Here I have a table called visitor, and I have three columns, that is visitor ID, visitor name, and contact number. I have three questions over here. Write the name of most appropriate column which can be considered as candidate keys. So what are the possibilities? So the visitor ID, we cannot have it as candidate key. It is a primary key. And visitor name and contact number together also can be considered as a candidate key, because Anand can be repeated, but Anand plus this mobile number cannot be repeated. So the combination of columns is also can be used as candidate keys. Our second question, out of selected candidate keys, which one will be the best to choose as a primary key? As I have said, the primary key column should not have the same values. So the visitor ID, once you have entered into any place, once they have given the visitor ID, the same ID cannot be given for some other person. So on that ground, we will go with this visitor ID is a best choice for the primary key. The next one is degree and cardinality. In already we have seen what is the degree and cardinality. Degree is number of columns in a table is called as degree. So we have 1, 2, 3. 3 columns. So the degree is 3. Cardinality in the sense number of rows in a table. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the cardinality of the table visitor is number 4. So like this, you can practice certain questions. If you keep on practicing, the SQL will be very easy and the database concepts also very, very easy. So in the next video, we will see a certain execution steps in the MySQL platform. Thank you.